Today's subject: people who get banned from dancing on American Bandstand, and it seemed like things were very strict in Philadelphia, but non-existent in California. Well, let's see what we mean here.
Building principle: authenticity. He knew that the moment the dancers began chasing professional fame, they would lose their innocent charm and, crucially, the audience's deep trust. The rule was an unwritten commandment. Bandstand regulars must be strictly amateur. They were strictly forbidden from making money, signing movie deals, or, the ultimate betrayal, making records. The message was clear. No one was above the law, not even the adored Kenny Rossi. This strict rule had already cost other beloved dancers their spot, including the famous Pat Molitieri, who was exiled for merely writing a magazine column. When word finally reached Clark's office that his golden boy had recorded a single called Problem Child, the clock immediately ran out. Imagine the tension that afternoon, as Clark called Kenny into his private office right after the live broadcast. This was not a friendly chat. This was the intense moment of reckoning for a forbidden dream. Clark didn't have to shout or accuse. His disappointment alone was enough. Kenny had tried to sneak past the ultimate gatekeeper. The validation he felt by meeting Elvis Presley was now erased by the show that had given him his start. The outcome was non-negotiable. Kenny was forced to leave the show.
Bob Feinstein, 16, work for my dad.
Thank you.
Alan Hosting, 15, doing a schnitzel. Jody Briskin, 16, I modeled.
Thank you.
Kathy Thomasoff, 16, I do manicures.
All right. Oh, I call on you.
Jody Briskin was a paid model. Now, I don't know whether she had the job before she started dancing or got it because she was a dancer. But apparently, she lasted all through 67. No questions were ever asked. The other girl, who was a physical trainer of some sort, I just don't think a job like that, or the job that Jody had, is what they meant by banning somebody. You could argue it either way.
Mike Condon, 17, and I'm going to take a trip.
I wish you a lot of luck.
You talk about whether people should have been banned in California. What about the guy that's going to take a trip? Now, he acts like he's on drugs the whole time that he's on American Bandstand, but they just don't pick it up, I guess. I guess they figure he's just crazy.
Here with the brass ring and the disadvantages of you.
Bernie Cates dances with Karen Sudlow, but his dance contest partner is to the left of him. She gets angry, comes onto and it shows up in the film. Apparently they didn't catch it in editing because it went through and everyone could see that she was angry that he was dancing with Karen on his ride instead of with her because she was his dance contest partner. So I'm surprised that Bernie and the rest of them were able to continue on American Bandstand, because I know of one instance in Philly where someone got in an argument with somebody outside after the program was over, and they get called in and banned.
You forgot. 77 and a half, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay. You're like a... Didn't give you a chance? Well, but we did it already. But you forgot since then.
I don't think arguing with Dick Clark over something like this is going to allow you to come back next week. And, of course, she doesn't come back next week. This is the only time she's ever on American Bandstand. So this is the kind of dual standard that you seem to have had. And let me say this, that all the other programs, Steve's Show, Milk Grant, the other programs, they had similar they had similar policies. You could not go, turn your dancing fame into a career, or they would cut you out immediately.